हेलो दोस्तों, आप देख रहे हैं चैनल कैंपस न्यूज़। दोस्तों आज हम बात करेंगे जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी यानी कि जेएनयू की। हाँ दोस्तों, इस वक्त जो है जेएनयू में एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी चल रहा है और इसी को लेके जो है जेएनयू एसयू की तरफ से जो है यानी कि वहाँ का जो स्टूडेंट यूनियन है वो कोचिंग चला रहे हैं, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस। तो अगर आपने अभी तक जो है वो कोचिंग ज्वाइन नहीं किया है तो आप जाके जेएनयू एसयू का जो फेसबुक पेज है जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट यूनियन जेएनयू एसयू, ये फेसबुक पेज आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाके जो है वहाँ पे ज्वाइन कर सकते हो, वहाँ पे लाइक कर लीजिएगा ताकि आपको जो है उससे अपडेट, सारा अपडेट जो है जब भी वो लाइव आते हैं तो आपको जो है मिलता रहे। बाकी आज इस वीडियो में आप अंत तक ज़रूर देखें, ये आपको जो है अलग अलग सीरीज़ के माध्यम से जो है रोज़ एक वीडियो आपको मिलेगा और इसमें जो है किस तरह से एग्ज़ाम का पैटर्न आएगा, किस तरह से आपको लिखना है और बहुत सारे सवालों के जवाब जो है इस वीडियो में आपको मिल जाएगा। तो आज जो है अलग अलग छात्र संघ जो है इसको लेके चर्चा कर रहे हैं, तो आप जो है आज इस वीडियो को देखें और फिर आपका कोई डाउट है तो आप हमें कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा। बाकी ये वीडियो अंत तक देखिए, आपको जो है एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी के लिए बेहतर ऑप्शन होगा। बाकी अगर आप चैनल पे नए हैं तो चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा। बाकी शुक्रिया दोस्तों, धन्यवाद।
Okay. So, Jai Bhim, Lal Salam, everyone. I know it's a very tough situation that we are all undergoing. There is the pandemic on one side, and today the cyclone hitting West Bengal and Odisha. But just would like to tell everybody, let's stay safe and take care, and let's do our best. So, this is the JNUSU Facebook page, and for the past few weeks, there has been sessions on various various courses for various programs, entrance assistance. So I am Anika Pradeep and I am the counselor from the School of Social Science, and I'm doing my master's second year at the School of Center for Political Studies. So I'll be mostly dealing with the entrance to the MA Political Science program at the School of Social Science. So if you have any queries regarding all that regarding the entrance examination, you can ask in the comment section. So to start with, there are two political science courses in the in JNU. One comes under the School of Social Science in the Center for Political Studies, and the other it comes under the School of International Studies, which is MA Politics with specialization in International Studies. So the Center for Political Studies, we focus more on political philosophy theory and Indian politics, the political thought here, and the developmental processes here, and a bit on international relations. But on the other hand, the other program in the School of International Studies, SIS, it focuses on the international relations part as well. It's more like it's a mix of both. You get to learn the theory, political theory, and also the international relations part also. So coming to the School of Social Science, there are around 14 centers in the School of Social Science. So before starting with anything, before starting the preparation to the political science course, there are few things that are very common, which is applicable for everybody, which is that whichever course you are planning to apply to, make sure you go through the prospectus well, go through the course structure given in the prospectus, and also you can go to the JNU website where you can find this web pages of these different centers, read well about the centers, and then decide which courses you want to apply to. And also one other thing is that make sure you check the eligibility criteria for different programs. Some programs require that you have done a bachelor's in some subject or some minimum marks that you should have attained. So these are very important, which are very common to all courses, whichever courses that you are applying to. Now coming to the School of Social Science, there are around 14 centers in the School of Social Science, which are CESP, the Economic Studies and Planning, and then there is the Center for Political Studies, then there is Center for Historical Studies, Center for Philosophy, for regional study of regional development. social systems. Then there is the social medicine and community health center. Then there is women's study center, social exclusion and inclusive policy center, then media center, then labor development and labor studies, and then the center for educational studies. So there are you can find all these details in the prospectus. So there are around 14 centers, and out of it only 7 centers offer an MA program, which are CESP economic studies, for the economic studies, then CHS for historical studies, CPS for political science, then there is Center for Philosophy, then there is Center for Study of Regional Development, then there is the Center for Study of Social Systems. And apart from that, there is the Center for Social Medicine and Community Health, in which you are offered a Masters in Public Health course. So for each of these programs, make sure that you first go through the prospectus, and you also go through the syllabus required for the entrance, because most of it the syllabus is given in the prospectus only. So you will have a fair idea of what are the questions to be expected, what are the subjects to be covered from the prospectus only. Now something I would like to tell for the School of Social Science especially is, if you are not somebody from a social science background, or if you're not done bachelor's in that program which you are applying to, it is good that you start with the NCERT 11th and 12th textbooks for the subjects that you are appearing. Maybe for the history, political science, geography, sociology. It's good that you start with the NCERT textbooks, because it's very simple and very well written, and then you get to have the basic understanding required for the program from the NCERT textbooks. And then if you want to move ahead, then you can refer the IGNOU text. Most of them are available online. You can also get it from outside. So most of IGNOU text that covers more or less the syllabus of the BA programs. They have BA programs in various subjects. So if you go through that as well, it would be really helpful, because it is written in a very simple language. It will help you to understand the various sections. Now I think I'll come to the MA Political Science course offered in JNU at the Center for Political Science Studies. So the center covers mainly 2-3 areas, broadly covers 3 areas. One is the political philosophy section, then the second one is the Indian government politics and public policy section, and the third is the international relations and comparative politics section. So the course, our course in MA will also broadly deal with these subjects, and also our preparation for the entrance exam should also be based on these topics. Now we'll also go through like what are the subsections to be covered under each of these topics as well. So also people applying for MPhil and PhD, these are the broad areas where research is also done in our center. So now coming to the MA preparation program. So first is, okay, I've divided into 3 units, just like how it is given and how the center treats this as 3 sections. So the first one deals mostly with the political thought. So under that you have 3 more sections. Which one? First is the social and political thought of modern India. So under that you have to be thorough with the political thought of modern India. You have to be thorough with thinkers like Jyotiba Phule, Ambedkar, Gandhi, Tilak, Ramabai, Muhammad Iqbal, M.N. Roy, Jayaprakash Narayan, and Tagore. So it is expected that you have an idea of their arguments, what were their key, what were their most important books, when they were published, and what were their key arguments, what all they critiqued, and what was their contribution to the Indian national movement as well. Now for this, I think I'll suggest you 2 books as well. It's not necessary that you stick on to these very same books, but these are only suggestions. If you feel that thinkers that I'm telling you are covered by some books that you are familiar with, that would also be fine. And you can also refer the BA materials for provided by different universities. So I'll suggest you that you Foundations of Political Thought by V.R. Mehta and Modern Indian Political Thought by Vidyut Chakrabarti and Rajendra Kumar Pandey. These are two books that I'm recommending you, but it's not necessary, like I said, it's not necessary that you stick to these very same books. Now, the second section is the Western Political Thought. Again, under Western political thought, you have to be thorough with the various thinkers who come under the Western political thought. It starts from Plato, Aristotle, then you have Machiavelli, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, then Jeremy Bentham, J.S. Mill, Hegel, Marx, Gramsci, Rawls, and the contemporary critiques of all this. But it's necessary that you are thorough with all these thinkers, their works, the years in which they published, their key ideas, and also the school of thought that they belong to, and what has been their popular critiques, what are the contemporary debates regarding it, and all. So I again for this you can refer books that you think cover these topics. I think I'll suggest Western Political Thought by Shefali Jha. She's also a professor at the center. Then the next section under this, the first unit is Concepts and Approaches in Political Theory. So just like the name, it's concepts and approaches. So you should see that both of these are related. Under concepts, you have things like state, power, authority, hegemony, citizenship, justice, equality, rights. And then while talking about approaches, you have the various traditions, the Marxist tradition, liberal, feminism, multiculturalism, postmodernism, then you have conservatism. So these two concepts and approaches, you should know the relation between the two, because there is a when you go through a concept, you have to understand how each of these traditions or how each of these approaches view these concepts. For example, the Marxist conception of the state is very different from that of a liberal conception, which is again very different from the postmodernist approach, and which is again different from the feminist approach. And each offers a critique of the other. So, in this section, it's important that you study the concept and see how various approaches see it, be it state, be it power, be it equality. So you should be aware of all these critiques as well. For this section, I think Political Philosophy and Introduction by Rajiv Bhargava and Ashok Acharya is one book I could recommend you. Again, if you can go through other books, well and good. Only thing is that it should cover the major topics that I have told you. Now coming to the second unit. Second unit is concerned more with the Indian politics, how the institutions, the political processes, the public policy, the developmental program, etc. So under this, the first unit is under this first subsection is Constitution and Political Institutions of India. So, as the name suggests, you have to be have to show your familiarity with the Constitution and the political institutions of India. This would cover topics like making of the Indian Constitution, how they will certain acts before this, and how they have contributed to the making of our Constitution. What is the Indian national movement? What is the contribution of the national movement to the making of the Constitution? Then it could then the Constituent Assembly, its composition, and then the ideological debates that was happening in the Constituent Assembly, various debates, and then look into the major sections like the preamble, the fundamental rights, and the directive principles of the state policy. Then you have the next section would be the various institutions. The first among this is the Union Executive, which would cover topics like the President, the Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers. Then you have the Union Parliament, its structure, roles, and functions. Then the various parliamentary committees that are formed, their roles. Then you have the judiciary, the role of High Court, Supreme Court, and the topics like judicial activism, judicial review. And then next would be the executive and legislature in the state, the office of the chief minister, the governor, and the council of ministers in the state legislatures, etc. And then next the topic that you have to cover is federalism, the topic of asymmetrical federalism, how it works in India, etc. Then you have electoral processes and election commission of India. Basically the composition, the conduct of elections, the rules, the electoral reforms that have been brought in, etc. So the last sections would be the constitutional and statutory bodies like the Controller and Auditor General of India, then the various commissions, National Commission for Women, for minorities, for scheduled castes, for scheduled tribe, etc. So these are the major topics that would be covered under the first section of Constitution and Political Institutions of India. So for this entire second unit, I would suggest that you read well the Oxford Companion to Politics in India. It covers the major topics that are covered under the entire second unit. And also one other would be the D.D. Basu's Introduction to the Constitution of India. Now coming to the second section, which is the state and politics in India. Again, the topics covered here are the what state means in India, then the regional politics, gender and politics in India, the various political parties that have emerged, the state which are national parties, some are state, and then there is the electoral politics, under which comes topics like participation, contestation, representation, emerging trends, and also treating states as political and economic units, the demand for new states, then the regional disparities. So these are the main topics to be covered under the section of state and politics in India. Again, here I would suggest that you go for the Oxford Companion to Politics in India, and also you can read The Success of Indian Democracy by Atul Kohli and Language, Region and Politics by North India. The next section C in this would be Political Process and Public Policies in India. So that would cover topics like economic and new economic policy, the growth and human development, the identity politics, that is the religion based on religion, tribe, caste, region. Then there has been language development, nature of Indian state, social movements in India, then the role of civil society groups, NGOs, social action groups, then how the process of globalization, how it has had many social and economic implications. Then the next topics would be accountability and control, under which you will have to deal with institutional mechanisms for checks and balances, and institutional mechanisms for good governance like the Consumer Protection Act, the right to information. Also, you have to remember that there has been an amendment to the Right to Information Act, how it has changed the nature. And also one other important section here is the Panchayati Raj institutions. Even if you see the UGC net papers or the other multiple choice question papers, there is always a stress on the institution of Panchayati Raj. So go well through that. And then the recent developments like Niti Aayog, e-governance, and the various programs, welfare programs like Manrega, the Food Security Act, the Right to Education Act. You should be you should show your familiarity with these topics. These are like a large portion of the questions, be it for net or for other multiple choice examinations, entrance examinations. They cover these topics. They ask questions from these topics very well. So you should look at it carefully. And now, books again, I would suggest that you go for the Oxford Companion and also the Political Economy of Development in India by Pranab Bardhan. Mm, Now we'll come to the third section, which is comparative government and politics. So here again you will have to look at the various. Firstly, will have to look at the various approaches. There is an institutional approach. There is a cultural approach, political economy approach to understand, and then there is institutionalism. That's the first section. You have to focus on that, and then the next section is on the subject of nationalism. There's been a European debates over it, and the non-European as well. Next, I would think it's important that you go over the theory of state, debate over the nature of state in capitalist societies and socialist societies, or the welfare state, state in the era of globalization, and how globalization has affected the concept of nation states. Next would be the topic of political regimes, which would be covering the various political regimes: electoral, liberal, authoritarian, then bureaucratic, military, and then say next would be constitutions and constitutionalisms, which would deal with the forms of constitution, rule of law, judicial independence, and liberal constitutionalism, and the crisis of constitutionalism, etc. And another important part is the part of development. So there you have to look at various debates, and also the world system theory, the dependency theory, and how underdevelopment. These are various important what do I say? These are various important theories and debates that you have to look. Even in the course, even in the course of MA course, there is a stress on these topics in the paper offered. And for this, I would suggest you that you look at the book called Politics by Andrew Haywood. It covers almost all the topics discussed under this section. And also you can go for the Development of Modern State by David Helt to look at the theories of state and the development of the and look at the state question of state. The next and the last section is international relations. So again in international relations, an importantly, first you have to go through the approaches to the study of international relations. There is idealism, realism, neo-realism. There is neo-liberalism. There's a Marxist, structural Marxist way of looking at it. Then there is critical international theory. So there are various theories associated with international relations, and most often these are the questions asked from this section. Next, again, you have the concepts of state system, like we discussed in the political thought section. Again, here for international relations section, you have to focus on the concept section, which is state, power, sovereignty. There are some differences in the concepts that international relations focus on. So accordingly, you have to look at it, and like I said before, you have to look at these concepts and how each of these approaches look at these concepts. What are the various critique offered by each of the approach. Then an important section in this is international and the regional organizations as well. So you have to, as you must have seen in most question papers, the section there are questions on United Nations, there are questions on ASEAN, European Union, SAARC, the members, their functioning, and the recent treaties that have been signed, etc. So these are the these are the most important sections that we have one should cover for preparing. And for this, I would suggest you read Global Politics by Andrew Haywood. Again, like I said, if you have any other if you want to read any other books that deals with this, then it's fine. So if okay, I think there are a lot of questions here. So, ma'am telling me physical education. Physical education, it's not, there is, no, we don't have a BPEd program in JNU. So, yeah, I cannot tell you about that. Ma'am, can a BTech or MTech student study studies in JNU? Okay, of course you can. That is why I said even there are a lot of students who come to the MFC political science program at the center after completing their BTech and MTech courses. Like I said in the beginning, it's better that you first go through the NCERT textbooks, and then you go move ahead with the IGNOU textbooks, and then go on to read the various books that I have suggested, or the more advanced books that which deals with the various theories and the debates. I hope that is clear. Then please tell syllabus for MA history. There is no detailed syllabus mentioned in. So for MA history, we'll have other sessions. I am not. I think there are more people who can say more about the MA history section. There are other counselors from the MA history course. They'll be able to tell you better regarding those course. We'll have those sessions in the upcoming days. I'm eagerly waiting for a physics session. We'll surely have it. And if you want in a the MA program in the Center for Historical Studies, there are 3 specializations that you must have seen in the prospectus only. First one is the ancient history, then you have the medieval history, then there is the section on then there is the specialization on modern history. And I think in the entrance you are supposed to show your familiarity with the themes related to the political, social, and economic history of the world, and India as well. MA history. How to prepare for MA in Iran. I think we have already had sessions on preparation for the international relations program. So there are 2 MA courses offered in the School of International Studies. One is the MA Politics with specialization in International Studies, and the other is the MA International Relations and Area Studies program. In our Facebook page only you can find videos where the counselors have talked about the preparation tips, and they've gone on live with those sessions. I think if you go through the Facebook page you will be able to find those videos. Is there I can send you is there any WhatsApp group for guidance and material? I can send you the materials. You can just WhatsApp me. I'll give them a number at the end, or you can just message me on Facebook. My name is Anaga Pradeep. You can find me here. There aren't other questions. So Certain other things I think I should say here is for any program that you're applying to, make sure you go through the previous year question papers. Of course, we have had only 1 year of question paper, 1 year of multiple choice examination, online examinations. But before you can find the other question papers also, and you will see if you look at the question if you look at the question papers, you'll realize what are the various themes, what are the various areas that the center expects you to show familiarity with or expects you to cover. So these are the main areas from which questions will also be asked. So you should practice them, and so you can go through the MCQ entrance exam question papers of other universities like Hyderabad Central University or any other Pondicherry University. Also, you should practice with the net question papers. It is available online. Practice with the last 10 years of 10-year question papers of net UGC for whichever course you are applying to. Please talk about PhD in physics. Sorry, I'm not from the school of physical science, so I cannot. I'm not the right person to talk about it. But surely we will, in the upcoming days, we will have sessions on physics as well. You can then ask questions. When do we expect the JNU entrance? Even I'm not sure. Anyway, it's not happening in June as well, most probably. When once the dates are announced, we will update in the JNUSU Facebook page as well. Is notes of Shubhra Ranjan ma'am enough for political theories and thought? I have not gone through her notes, but I would anyway suggest that you read these books and not just stick to some notes, because these books will give you an idea of the various debates that have been happening. The notes might help you to clear the entrance examinations, but beyond that, you should be well aware of the various debates that are happening. So it's better, and you will get an in-depth understanding from these books. Can we refer to net question papers to get an idea regarding MA entrance exams? Okay. Yeah, I just, like I said before, of course you should. You will get an idea. The question pattern is mostly similar. The question paper for net is also set by the NTA now, and now this time most probably for JNU examination also it is same agency that is going to be set the question papers, and you will get when you refer to these question papers, you will have an understanding of what are the major mostly what are the questions that are asked, what are the kind of questions that are asked, the kind of thinking you will have to use in answering these questions. What about MPhil and PhD in political science? Like I think you have messaged me in Facebook. I'll be sending you the contact detail of somebody from MPhil and PhD. Broadly speaking, like I said in the beginning, the center deals with the 3 sections: political philosophy. The second section is Indian politics, policies, processes, etc. And the third is comparative politics and international relations. So for the MPhil program, you will have to look at the MA course materials of the MA of the program, so to understand the debates, and also you will get a better you are supposed to have a more advanced knowledge, more advanced than the BA program. PhD in economics. So one thing I would like to say is PhD in economics in JNU, there are 3 centers that actually offer economics in PhD in economics. One is the Center for Study of Regional Development. Second is the Center for Economic Studies and Planning. And the third is the Center for International Trade and Development. In this Center for International Trade, comes under the School of International Studies, and the other two schools comes under the Social Science School. Uh, um, Apart from that, I don't think I'll be able to elaborate more on the PhD in economics section. And also, we'll in the coming days we'll have sessions on PhD in economics as well. We'll ask students from the from PhD and other centers to speak through the live JNUSU live platform, so that you can ask them queries directly. मैम मास्टर ऑफ आर्ट में सोशियोलॉजी कैसे क्लियर होगा, हिंदी मीडियम वाले कैसे तैयारी? So MA in sociology in the school comes under the Center for Study of Social Systems. So as far as I know, I am not from the center, so this might not be enough, but like I said, we'll have students from those centers coming and speaking. So in the center, as far as I know, you have to show an understanding of social science and the Indian society and culture. These are the broad themes that are covered. Then you have to be thorough with thinkers like Karl Marx, Weber, Durkheim. Then there are the basic concepts and social institutions, the family, marriage. Then you have to be the other topic that you have to cover is social stratification of based on gender, class, caste, tribe, etc. Then other sections would be the state, polity and society. Then understanding Indian society, globalization and development. Another topic is modernization. And coming to Indian thinkers, you have to be thorough with thinkers like M.N. Srinivas, T.K. Woman, Yogendra Singh, etc. And you can find the question papers and the question papers and the syllabus, like I said, in the center web page and also in the NTA prospectus. Apart from that, if you have not done your bachelor's in sociology, I would suggest that you start with the NCERT textbooks and then go on to IGNOU textbooks. मैम हिंदी पेपर हिंदी में नहीं होता है, ही होता नो पेपर हिंदी में नहीं होता, इट्स ओनली इन इंग्लिश. So you have to attempt the questions in English only. Tell us about the philosophy. I am not from the philosophy center, so I don't think I'll be able to talk much about the center. Anyway, we'll like I said, we'll be having people from the center to speak here. Are there any more questions? About hostel facilities in JNU for poor people. So yes, JNU has a lot of hostels, around 17-18 hostels. It is in the campus only, within the campus only, and seats are reserved for SC, ST, OBC and PWD students. Then what else? And it is then allotted on the basis of the rank that you get in the examinations, in the entrance examinations. So a list for the past few years, there has been a hostel crisis in JNU, and there has been continuous struggles and movements for JNU for the hostel facilities also. And there is a new hostel that is being built in JNU. That it was started last year around July or August. The construction was started, and Yeah, that's it, I guess. पॉलिटिकल साइंस या सोशल साइंस में कौन बेटर है? See, I think you have meant sociology here. Political science or social science. It depends on your interest, actually. Like, I am a student from political science. I chose political science because of my interest. तो it depends on interest. Like, आपको जो अच्छा लगे, like what do you want to study, whether you want to study political science or whether you want to study sociology. So it is important ki if you have not chosen which subject to go for, it's good that you go through the course structure of both the programs, go through some of the readings suggested in the center, and then decide आपको कौन सा कोर्स करना है, whether you want to do political science or whether you want to do social science. Are there any more questions? I think if there aren't any more questions, we'll end the session here. So, like I said, go through the prospectus well, decide which course you want to apply, go through the syllabus given in the prospectus, and also go through the web pages of the various centers that you are planning to apply to. Also, thank you for okay. Yeah. Sure. Then practice, like even when you're going through the books that I suggested, I suggested it's important. I think it would be helpful if you make notes of these readings that you're going through, which would later help in revision, because now you have ample time for revision as well, because the exams is not happening in a month or so you will have time for revision as well. And then also practice with the previous year net JRF question papers, and also other last year's JNU's multiple choice question paper is available. You can look at it as well, and also multiple choice question paper in of other universities. There are comments. Who are you in JNU? Student. Yeah, I'm a student. I am a student at the Center for Political Studies. I'm in my MA second year. And I'm a counselor from the School of Social Science. What was your methods needed? I think I had बेस्ट वेबसाइट कौन सा है मैम तैयारी के लिए? See, I don't suggest any websites. I can't suggest you any websites right now, but yeah, I think it's more important that you go through the books that I've suggested, or the books that cover these topics that I've discussed. And there are various pages if you go websites which offer like entrance examinations help, or your help for net UGC net papers as well. I don't think I'm here to suggest any website. I'll be able to suggest any website specifically for the program. I would suggest that you, if you are not well versed with the, well aware of the, well familiar with the BA political program in political science, go through the IGNOU notes. It covers most of the important topics that comes for the entrance examination. It's very simple to read and it's very understandable. So go with the IGNOU textbooks. It would help you a lot. So I think that's it then. Best of luck to everybody. Hope we'll be meeting in JNU as well once we get back to normalcy, and also everybody stay safe. So thank you. Inqilab Zindabad.